Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I'm doing a video today on something that is pretty close to my heart. And you'll see that I have my jungle animals wandering around free. So they're free range ferrets and a free range fennec fox, and they'll show up when they want to. But anyway, I just wanted to, I just wanted to say I'm still not sure about what's going on with the whole YouTube thing with me. But I recently watched uh, a video where Jordan Peterson was talking to a woman who has PTSD. And to treat it, she did psychedelics, supposedly in a controlled environment with other veterans. Now, you got to understand that I am I'm not keen on a whole lot of stuff, and anything that separates me from my personality that I've got to fight my way back to, generally, uh, has a real bad effect on me. Now, mind you, uh, as you know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I am a veteran. Just so you know, I did most of my active duty time in Alaska. Uh, I do suffer from PTSD, depression, and anxiety. And the VA has recently sent out letters with articles on it about should we try to treat PTSD with psychedelics. And I'm sitting here going, not me. No, 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 no. You don't want me on them. No. Forget about walk a mile in my shoes, spend an hour in my head, man. No. Quite frankly, I'm allergic to opioids, steroids, cannabinoids, the Herculoids. No, 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 no. Okay, no, the Herculoids was a cartoon. I'm sorry, I'm just being goofy because I think this whole thing is a bit goofy. Let's take veterans that have PTSD, put them in a controlled environment, and give them hallucinogens. I'm sorry. I don't care how many guides you have. If you put a big group of veterans, you're going to have to break them up into small groups. And I'm sorry, you put a bunch of veterans on hallucinogens, it's going to be like herding cats. I'm sorry. I used to drink with them. Sometimes I still drink with them. But what I'm saying is, I personally would not trust anybody to give me something that is going to take me out of reality. Not for me. Now, I do want to bring up the fact that this is nothing new. As a matter of fact, it's they've talked about using hallucinogens, psychedelics to treat mental illness for over 60 years. And when Dr. Timothy Leary went around doing his acid tests, there was a time when he was in San Francisco in a, a, a rich couple's, I guess, mansion, loft of mansion. Anyway, uh, huge room. And uh, of course, they turned out lights and had candles. And anyway, they had the music playing and they were getting ready to do a good acid trip. Yes. Well, when the cops showed up because they were playing the music too loud, they had literally had they had literally had participants just drop trow and defecate. Yeah, in the room. And some of them wiped themselves on the curtains. The cops were hit by the smell before they opened the door, and when they turned on the lights, there was a whole bunch of naked hippies, and they had pretty much given a new, deeper definition of, well, it rhymes with spit show. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm not going to say it, but that way, but yeah, it gives it a whole new depth of definition. So, yes, I could see me going, oh, yes, doctor, go ahead. Let me go ahead and take something that's going to make me barf. And then I'm going to be disconnected from reality. You don't know what you're asking. You really don't. Some people have the temperament for it and some people don't. And I'm not into the the let's go ahead and experiment on different kinds of medications to help people. Now, mind you, they're talking about using psychedelics to treat PTSD, anxiety, depression, and yet anything that is on the VA's list of habit forming or addictive, they want to wean you off of. And everybody says, well, hallucinogens and psychedelics are not addictive. And blah. Yeah, you know what? Chocolate bars are addictive. Anybody can get addicted to anything. So I beg to differ. I know too many people that liked to do psilocybin mushrooms, mushroom tea, all of this stuff. And they're just like, oh, yeah, all it does is make you wander around and smile and giggle and be happy. And no, it doesn't. When you start hallucinating from a hallucinogen, that's what they're for. Yeah, it takes your mind out of reality. So I don't really care what Jordan Peterson has to say about it, one way or the other. I'm not being treated by him, nor would I be treated by him. Nothing against Mr. Peterson. I agree with him on a lot of things, but um, I'm finding that the more I look into psychology and therapy, not all of it is an exact science. A lot of it's a fiddle around and we'll find out. Yeah, well, I don't need anybody fiddling around with my mental and emotional states. I have life doing that enough. And saying, okay, since we're going to work on your PTSD, let's see how a hallucinogen will help you deal with PTSD. Well, let me go ahead and tell you something about dealing with PTSD. You figure out what triggers it, and you avoid what triggers it. Is this a perfect cure? No. There are many levels of PTSD that some people have it worse than others. I have a cousin who was in Vietnam and he he has it terrible. And it's his story, so I'm not going to tell it. And I don't have permission to tell it, so I wouldn't tell it anyway. So yeah, I'm just thinking, can't we do better by the veterans? And I'm sorry, but when I say veterans and Christians are not giving each other the hands up that they need, yeah, well, I'll just have to say, don't hand me anything that is going to make me see stuff that isn't there. I'm sorry, but I just think that that's it's not a clear viable option. There are a whole lot of people that want to self medicate, and I don't care how controlled an environment it is. It's you can't control somebody when their subconscious says, "I'm going to have a bad reaction." They did a whole lot of let's replace your anti-anxiety medicine on me, and I literally had an incident where I woke up with sleep paralysis, but I was setting up in my bed, and my pet Finnick fox had to snap me out of it. So yeah, you know, they said get off this, 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 and this, and I was like, well, I'm only on this, and they're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So no, they were trying every way in the world to get me off my anxiety medicine, and finally they said, well, if you get off your anxiety medicine, you won't have to come in here and do your analysis test. I was like, and they're like, and okay, and you won't have to be seeing your shrink um, every 3 months. And I'm like, oh, why didn't you tell me that at the start of this? I wouldn't have taken the anxiety medicine. So I got off the anxiety medicines. How do I deal with the anxiety? When I feel anxious, I don't I don't go around people, and I kind of work on things like um, something that changes the smell of the area, something that changes the taste of the air. Uh, you know, and I'm not talking about just my cigarettes and coffee, because once again I'm allergic to oh, opioids, cannabinoids, and steroids. So yeah, it's yeah even legalize TCB oil or whatever it is, THC oil, whatever. Yeah, I can't do it. And so I have to find other ways. And I think talking about it and talking to people who've dealt with it, that helps a lot more than just going, okay, let's go do some peyote or peyote like substances. Yeah, nah, no, no, no. Another thing I want to remind you of is one thing that uh, I really have a problem with is where suddenly alternative medicine is okay to be spoken of in the public in the VA, but you're not allowed to say we all need Jesus. Yeah, that that's wrong. You can't say it. So anyway, listen, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing YouTube, but if you like the video, uh, hit a like, subscribe. If you want to comment, please feel free. Once again, JD the Jungle Dude, wishing you all peace and peace of mind. Y'all come back now, you hear?